Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today, I am going to do a little bit on the DA Integra that I introduced to you guys. You might notice that I got a little bit more room in my garage than what I've been having. That's because the Integra's outside running. At the moment, I pushed it out so I got a little bit more room. I didn't feel like moving the Skyline over. But yeah, today we're going to go ahead and install the rear PCI lower control arms that I got. That's like fully spherical and everything like that. It's a pretty nice day out, and actually I'm off from work today, so yeah, just gonna go ahead and get started. So if you can hear this thing running finally, so it does run. I pushed it out, but I could have drove it out too, of course, but I didn't do that. Yeah. So, yeah, this is it. Out in daylight. I did dust it off, clean it off a little bit. I had a lot of dust from me sanding and stuff on the Skyline. Yep. It's actually 45 PSI, and this is the Skyline, of course, the OE look. I was playing around sanding out the runs that I had, and I actually burned through the paint and everything right there, so I just got to touch that up. But I'm happy the way that this turned out. I was able to get that run out of there. I got another run. I don't know if it's going to show. Let's see. Outside and all. It may show it, but the run is like right there. And there's one. That one shows up really good. Yeah, so you can see them. So I'm gonna go ahead, and then I got one more run down right here that I gotta knock out. That one won't be too bad. This one's a little tricky just because of the shape and all of the wing and the edges. But anyways, like I said, we'll get started on this thing. Go ahead and put it up in the air so you can see me working on it. So I just want to go ahead and get started and get set up, and I'll be welcome back. I got the car jacked up in the air right now, and I kind of cheated. I went ahead and installed the one side off camera, just make sure I had everything in my mind. It's been a while since I actually touched this car. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it is what it is. So I went ahead, got it jacked up, got the one side done. I want to kind of go over this these lower control arms for the DA Integra from PCI, and I don't know why. Well, I kind of do. So I'm gonna go off of memory on this, and anybody can in the comments or whatever can correct me if I'm wrong. But some reason companies never designed a specific lower control arm for the DA and Integra, because the EG, EF, DA, and DC Integras are all close enough. The EK I know is different, and then of course the DC Type R's are a completely different animal as well. But when we're talking about the regular DC and DA Integras, the overall design is the same, the way that they attach the vehicle and the way the shocks mount. Because that's the main difference between the DC Type R's and the, I believe the EK and the DAs and all the other cars. The mounting for the shock is different. So this here is the PCI rear lower control arm, and it's I'm gonna get kind of close so you guys can see. It's fully spherical bearings on the mounting tabs or mounting points of the control arm to the subframe and the rear knuckle. The only thing that is not spherical is this guy right here. This is just a regular pressed in bronze bushing. Very nice quality PCI, and what I'm gonna do is a comparison so you guys can see it and everything. But I was really blown away by the actual quality of this control arm. It just, for me, it's funny in a sense, because it just shows me how far the game has come from even when I started tuning this car back in '03 to 2023, so a good 20 years, just about. I've had this car now, and like I said, just seeing the industry, how far it has progressed. I mean, the whole gamut, especially with Hondas. You got pretty much both in kits now. You can make your Civic or your Integra all-wheel drive. You can go from a B series to a J series to a K series, uh, like that. And I was just watching VTech Academy, and they now, because Honda has been doing like the turbo thing, they're getting ready to start releasing kits where you can just bolt in, um, with the high sport mounts, you can bolt in the factory turbo engines. You know, it's like, it's amazing. And then just the unlimited, it seems like the unlimited potential of the K series is just mind boggling. And again, back in 2003, when the K series was just coming about, you'd have never thought it. You know, you would never sit there, and then you can make sequential transmissions, you can do billet. So it's like it took the B series game and just pushed it to new heights. And I can't wait to see where the Honda game is going. Um, like I mentioned in the earlier video, though, unfortunately, it does seem like I'm going to wind up selling this car within a year, 2 years max. So I'll officially be out of the Honda game. But while I still have the car, I'm going to enjoy this time that I have with the Honda community. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been a lot of heartache and pain as well. It's been a lot of frustrating nights with that car, in days, in months and years. But anyways, PCI, if you guys watching or whatever, just want to tell you guys, excellent product, beautiful, man. The quality, the finish, everything. And I can attest the fit. Guys did their homework. So real quick, while I got it in my head, I want to just show you guys the difference, if you guys can see. So it's a couple of different things that's going on here, but guys, look at the girth of this. And I wish I could weigh it, but this is actually thicker, but it's actually lighter than this. This is an old SPC arm. They do it like that. You guys might be able to see it a little bit better, the difference. And then there's differences in the mounting, but I'm about to get to that. So, I'm blown away. Now with this, they also provide 3 mounting holes that are M10s, I want to say. Have instructions. I'll briefly show that as well. But M10 mounting points for your sway bar links, whatever you're running, and then you know the difference where you place that is going to give you the stiffness or the looseness of your sway bar, your rear sway bar. For my purposes, I just set it at the middle. That's like middle ground. But you have 3 different points where you can kind of adjust that out. It does actually sit in the car like this, the way that I'm holding it. This goes up to the knuckle, and then this would go to your rear subframe. And I'll show you that all under the car. The other thing that I really like about this PCI kit, again, is the fit and the finish of everything. These guys did a phenomenal job. And I talked to one of the guys that worked there when I was ordering this, and he was just telling me the revisions and just, you know, the things that they've been developing over the course of the years. And I remember PCI, me personally, it was this unicorn part that you could not get for a DA Integra, and it's the rear trailing arm that was fully spherical. PCI was a company, Blocks was a company, and then it was like one more, I can't think of it. I know ASR kind of came later, but PCI basically was the innovator in a full spherical bearing for Honda chassis for their rear trailing arms. Guys don't know, that's not in the Honda game. That is the main link for the suspension in the rear of the car. And if you could get that to rotate and have movability, the car will handle and rotate the way that you want in track applications. But anyways, that was something that I wanted, I never could get. Fast forward 20 years, they finally have a spherical bushing kit for the DA Integra, but I replaced mine probably like 4 years ago. I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm not gonna bother them. Maybe the next owner, they want to change that out, more power to them. But anyways, the fit on this and the development is beautiful. So if you were looking at this control arm here, which is the SPC, you can see how it's like it's sticking up more. So PCI thought of all of that, and they actually provide these here. They're like bushings, and these bushings actually go into your mounting points on both sides. That's one, and then the other one will go. It does it the same way on the bottom, and it pretty much makes up the difference that's not there with the bushing, because there's no way that they could have made that onto the the bearing. And these bearings are actually replaceable. That's another good quality about these guys, unlike some of the other ones that's a little bit cheaper versions and stuff. These things actually have snap rings in it right there, where you can actually replace the bearings. It's good for ease of maintenance and stuff like that. And then this one here, which is a little bit bigger, this is going to be the bushing for your main shock mount. And it's the same thing again on this side as well. And what I like about it is even this is rebuildable, where I don't know if you guys can see it, if it's going to show up. They have an O-ring on that. So if these things wear out or whatever, you can, and they give you the size of the O-rings in their instructions. You can replace those O-rings and it's good to go. So like I said, PCI really did their homework. They did an excellent job on this. I'm gonna go ahead and dismount the camera, and I just want you guys to see the exploded view of the instructions. So, you know, if you're doing this at home and you wanted an idea for it, you can kind of pause my video and kind of briefly look over it. Be right back. All right, guys, so as promised, showed you guys the instructions there for this setup. As you can see, it gives you all your bolt sizes. It even recommends Loctite for the bearing when you're doing a replacement. Like I said, PCI, man, you guys did an awesome job on everything. This just shows you the passion and everything that these guys have. Look at that. They even give you, if you wear out that bronze bearing for the shock mount, they give you the McMaster-Carr part number, so you can reorder that at any time. You don't have to go back to them. That is nice. That is love for the community right there. So just great job, PCI. And here's a close-up of it if you guys wanted to see it a little bit better. You see the quality of that. Now, while it just remembered separating from the mounting points. So you can see that there. I'm starting to have problems. Probably I could have found the bushing maybe for that, but I didn't. I didn't go through all that trouble. This has just one single mount point for your sway bar. But the thing that the SPC arm did have, and I noticed PCI didn't, is the actual mounting hole for if you had an ABS on your car. That's what that hole is right there. It's machined out. You might be able to see it or whatever. But yeah, other than that, yeah, these things were red. This was my failed attempt also at spray painting these things like a black color because that's the way I wanted to go. I think I was going OE plus before the rest of the world was. So I like to think so. I was at the forefront of that when I painted those arms like 7.5 years ago. I just wanted everything to look OE as possible. But anyways, enough talking. Go ahead, set the camera up outside because that's where I am working today. I'm working out on the car. So I'll go ahead and get the camera set up underneath the car and you guys can kind of see the process, all right? All right, guys, underneath of the car now, you can see it's jacked up. So this is the old SPC arm here that we're going to be replacing. And it's not too hateful of a job, honestly. Just basic tools. This pickup point is actually the shock mount. That's a 14 millimeter. You need, well, in my car, the D2 coilovers doesn't have a nut welded on the other side like factory. So if you got a factory setup still in these cars, congratulations. You got a rarity, but either way, that's a 14. This is the other pickup point, which is a 14. But that goes to the knuckle, and there's a nut welded on that side from factory. And then you have this 14. This bar, depending on if you have it or if you don't. I think I just put it up there now just because I have it, don't want it laying around, but it probably doesn't do much. just an eBay special. That's a 14 as well. So you got those. Depending on your sway bar link setup, I don't know what you guys may be running, but on this is a M8, and that's like a 12 or 13 millimeter bolt and nut assembly that I got to take off to drop everything down. And I'll talk to you about it now while it's fresh on my mind. Eventually, I got to get M10 hardware, and I may actually wind up having to do a DIY sway bar link setup on this car. If not, if the M10s can fit, because there's like a bushing that I'll show you guys that I may be able to modify, and I can run an M10 setup at that point. So I'm gonna go ahead, set the camera up, and get busy. All right, guys, so I got the other arm off. So that's both SPC arms that I had. The finish on this one held up pretty good. This here is where the exhaust actually was rubbing on the arm. So we got to see what's going to happen with these PCI arms. If it's going to be stiffer, or if I'm going to have to do something with that, because I don't want to damage those. The one thing that I was kind of briefly talking about, and I want to show you, this hardware here is the actual hardware for the sway MPC rear sway bar links that I have. It's the bushings that come with it, and this is actually a M8 bolt, and the PCI arms are distinctively 10 M10 bolts. As you can see, a M10 and an M8 hole isn't going to work. So what I'm gonna have to do is enlarge both of these bushings. Just will take a drill bit, enlarge that. The good thing is I have this length of bolt, so I could run to Home Depot or whatever and get this this bolt here, and it'll be done. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna go ahead since I got this one off now. Is just enlarge that, and like I said, later this week, or even I might do it tonight. Still fairly early. Might just run up because I'm blocking my cars now, so I can't get out. Not smart, I know. But anyways, I'll run up to the hardware store and get this in the M10 the same length. If I can, I'll just order it online. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna take this over to the vise real quick with a drill bit, open these holes up. All right, guys. Sorry about the mess on this bench, but I have a working garage. So I haven't been out here really all winter. Just putting a little bit of penetrating oil on it to make sure the cut is smoother. And then you just want to don't want that. That's not good. All right, guys, this isn't going to be the quickest or funnest thing to sit and watch. So I'm going to go ahead stop the video for right now. Get these holes enlarged. and then pick back up when I'm all done with the install. All right, guys, finished up. I ran into one slight problem. Go figure. The last clip that you seen with the stupid bushings trying to enlarge them to accept the M10 bolt. The one worked out, the other one, the one side worked out, the other side didn't, and it's my fault. So I got to get new bushings, figure out something for that sway bar. But for the time being, I'm gonna run up to the hardware store and get an M10 bolt and all, and put in there and that on that one side of the control arm, and then drop it back down. And like I said, I'll figure out what I want to do as far as the rear sway bar link. I'm gonna go under the car and show you guys what it's gotta look like when it's all said and done. So let's go do that real quick. Nice day. So I got everything back up under the car. Let's just clean it, degreaser. A couple of things I forgot to mention to you guys when I was doing it, just suggestions, is on my hardware, my bolts, especially on suspension pieces in particular. What I like to do is clean them and then anti-seize. That's what this silver stuff is, kind of. I was trying to clean that up, the excess. But yeah, anti-seize my bolts so that way they don't seize up into the bushings here. So I did that on all of them. That's the one sway bar link that's still loose that I'm gonna go up to the store and get. I'm gonna take the other one down too. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And then if you remember what I was saying with the pitch of the arm when you put it in the car, it goes like this. That's how it's designed to go. So just pay attention to that orientation when you're putting it on a car. Another thing that you would want to do on any suspension part is actually it's solid, man, is preload your suspensions. You'll just pick up a jacking point, which I did with my jack right there, block of wood, and stuck on there, and just jacked it up, put a preload on the suspension, and tightened all my bolts down. That's what I did, and the other side is done as well. As you can see, and this is fastened with the incorrect bolt. That's an M8 bolt. So I'm gonna get rid of that and do it the right way with an M10. It's not moving anywhere. I probably should have did that for the other side as well, but I didn't. But I just didn't want to run a risk of this vibrating, loosening, and egging them out because they're such nice arms. So I just want to do it the right way. So like I said, I'm gonna undo this one, and then I'm gonna go to the hardware store and get the M10 hardware and see what's out there as far as bushings go for this, because I want to, like I said, I want to do it the right way, especially when we be selling the car. I don't want any surprises to anybody that's going to get it. That's pretty much it. Tire. I'll show you guys this tire real quick. See how bad that alignment ate that up. So that's why I got new tires, and that's why I'm gonna go ahead and get the alignment and stuff like that done. So anyways, that's it for this episode. Next episode, I'll be back working on the DA Integra some more. Hopefully by then I'll have a solution for the rear sway bar links. That way I can share that with you guys, with the community as well. If you guys got this kind of car, or you bought those arms and you're just trying to figure out what you can do for your sway bar links in the rear. So again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time I see you guys, I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay prosperous, keep on grinding. Don't let nobody ever tell you something that you can't do. Love y'all. Peace.